Happy birthday, Dad. This is my fourth time of trying to do it because it keeps failing when I get to the end. So we'll have another go. But happy birthday. There's so many things I've been wanting to say and thank you for, and I just wasn't sure when the right time to do that was. But your birthday seems as good a time as any, so buckle up. Here goes. So I've been reflecting on your key qualities and what are the things that, as a daughter, I'm most grateful to you for. And I thought actually they'd make really good checklists for future generations of how to be a great dad. You've always been my role model, and so here are just some of the qualities and actions that I've really appreciated from your daughter number one. The first quality that you really role modeled for us was to make time to be really present for your children, and that's something I realized in later life that so many dads just don't do. Um, But you really have been, whether that's birthday parties, freezing touchlines, TED Talks, the majority of my happiest memories, both as a child and as an adult, involve you being there, cheering me on and being really, really present with us and feeling that you're not doing it out of any sense of like obligation, but it felt like you were genuinely enjoying spending time with us. And I can't thank you enough for that. That making time for us one to one, whether that was taking Nick to the motor show in Birmingham, or taking Tim to the cricket, or taking me to see the women's golf at Lindrick, or going to see a gig together, spending quality time one to one with your kids. And I just don't know how you and Mum managed to create the space to do that, but I'm so, so grateful that you did, because they're the magical days that you just carry around with you for just forever, as are the holiday memories, holidays like Rock End and spending time in the van and Waterloo Port and all the canvas holidays in France. They were just like magical. And so were the holidays that we did together as adults. Like, they were just amazing. Fuerteventura, breakfast by the Atlantic, the walks in the sunshine on the beach, Mum doing Leonardo in her hut, then meeting up for dinner outside where you'd always have some lovely wine ready for us, and to go with the meal. And that day in Lanzarote that the three of us that we had with Andrew and Apple Tree Wick, just spending time together, and ideally in the sunshine, relaxed and happy and being in the moment. And another great parenting thing that your mum really got right, I think, was being present for us when it mattered, but also giving us the freedom and sort of an encouragement to take risks as well. I just love this picture. Nick's down here. I'm obscuring it. Sorry, Nick. Me and Timmy up here and Dad up there. Um, I'm going to end this bit of recording now and just see if it works, and then I shall carry on with part two. So being a great dad's not just about being present at the main events. It's the day-to-day small things that make a good dad great. So in no particular order, I've just made a random list of some of the things that spring to mind, whether that's pacing out the long jump distance so we could appreciate the awe of human capabilities, or packing a boot in the way that only a dad can, driving on holidays, initially with 3 kids in the car and then 4, steering the ship in the rain, metaphorically and literally, helping me with my geography project. So pleased we found those pictures. Bringing us lukewarm cups of teas in the summer holidays with a list of tasks written on a drugs company post-it note, as illustrated by their look on the big Teddy Smiths. Manning the barbecue, turn that music up. Graceland, nudging me out of the way as we battle for territory over the fire. Sandwiches from the deli, 3 between 4. Chips from the fishnet, 5 between 6. No, 4 between 6, I think it was. Walking Ben the dog and having the responsibility of doing that, particularly after Mum's awful experience with Juno. Hands, face, teeth, and wee. Slightly strange order there. You would think that the hands was after the wee. But a yank on the purple spider if we'd been good. A leg and a wing to see the king as he lobbed us into bed, into that I love that bedroom in Eaton House with the furry brown carpet. And your hands, a doctor's hands, caring hands, dad hands, the hands that taught us how to hold a racket, and helping me with endless house moves and carrying crates of vinyl up and down the stairs, cheese on toast on a Sunday, talking about films together, watching films together, Coen Brothers, Prima Facie, when we went to see that recently. Just that love and passion of film and sharing that. And last but no means least, risking your life to save Doggy's life. Like, seriously, what a dad. The second parenting tip that we've learned from you is share what you love with your children and share what brings you alive, because that can really set something alight inside them as well. And I've just got so many shared interests to thank you for, and so many memories that spring from us doing those shared interests together as well. Your love of music has been such a massive influence in my life, and I know it has been for the others as well. And it's just one of the many things I wanted to thank you for. It's always been a bond that we've had together, our jazz leg, and uh, that moment in your memoirs where you describe someone having left, was it Count Basie, on Grandpa's turntable, and how that opened up this like magical portal for you of this whole new world of music, and that sort of physical and spiritual connection that you have with music. Uh, you know, I feel like we really share. And I was thinking about what would my inheritance track from you be, and there's so many to choose from. I've ended up plumbing for Tommy's Holiday Camper. It just reminds me of Tim doing that funny dance around the kitchen in Eaton House and just making me and Mum and cry with laughter. And I mean, don't get me wrong, that was one hell of a terrifying album to bring children up with. It scared the shit out of us and still does, but it was brilliant. Sharing your love of rugby with me, especially as our coach, has been one of the most influential things in my life. Like, not only did I get to spend every Sunday with you and those fabulous tours in South Wales, but you also taught me courage, determination, grit, teamwork, leadership, how to be a decent person, really, not just a sports person, and how to win, and just as importantly, how to lose. Although we didn't lose very often, did we, Dad? I put you down there as a founding father of women's rugby, and I really do believe that. And I think all children really want from their parents is to feel seen and got, and to know that they're proud of you, which is my dad quality number 3. And I know it's something that your parents and Mum's parents, like perhaps generationally, weren't great at doing, but it's something I really appreciated you doing for me, because it's something I really needed. And when I realised that the match reports in the Trader were written by my dad, and that's why we got those special mentions. That's why I got these special mentions. A special mention must be made of Justine Gobert. I just can't tell you how much that's bolstered me and given me the confidence that I so desperately, desperately needed. Um, your love of sport was obviously something that you passed down and taught us and encouraged us in, and things that continue to bring us joy in our adult lives, and are the things that Fran and Tim are passing down to their kids as well. Just from little things like taking the hacky sack or some ball with us every time we go for a walk, or like Fran says, teaching us to throw like a boy. And even sports you didn't particularly like swimming. You spent all those Sundays teaching us and encouraging us to do it. Can you imagine if you'd never spent all that time teaching me to swim, taking us to Retford, that beautiful pool? And we all know from our own experiences how grim it is to take children swimming. uh, um, so, but you genuinely seem to enjoy spending time with us, and it was just the best. And one of the things I really love about that is that although that love of water sort of skipped a generation, you and Mum made sure that it wasn't lost for us. And it's just brought me so much pleasure as an adult. And I just wanted to thank you for that. Teaching us how to paddle. um, Obviously, the thing that we found on the sandbank, just Joanne and Tina were commenting on my paddling technique, and I said, "Oh yeah, it's something Dad taught me." how to ride a bike, I mean, or in my case, a trike. Again, the ripple effects of what you can experience when you're young, how they re-emerge when you're older, and it awakens that same childlike sense of freedom and joy that it did the first time around. Teaching us to play tennis obviously was a massive thing for us, and you were so patient with me even when I couldn't even see the ball. You never made me feel useless. And again, some of my happiest holidays as an adult were tennis holidays when in Portugal. Another example of the time that you invest in children, teaching them things can bring them so much joy throughout their whole lives, even when you're not physically there. You taught us what a loving relationship looks like. Yours and Mum's relationship is the gold standard for us, and the benchmark for all of us. And and not just in the healthy, happy times either. This last year as well. I know that one of your frustrations is you feel like you've maybe lost that purpose or that ability to look after us, but in the last few months, but it's really still there because you're both still showing us what a true partnership looks like, what true love looks like, what courage looks like. And you'll be teaching us right up to the end, Dad, and arguably one of the most important lessons of all, how to deal with suffering and what death looks like. One of the best lessons of all, though, that you've taught us is how to eat, drink, and be merry. And I think I speak for all of us when I say we are never happier than having a drink together as a family and getting pissed and laughing. And I know it's truly, truly horrific what you're going through right now. And it's awful for us to have to see you go through this. But I just feel so grateful that we were given that extra time, the last nearly 3 years, I guess, isn't it? To do things like the French party that we had here and the surprise that we did in Olga. And I just feel so lucky that we've done that. And they say dads and daughters have a special bond, and I 100% agree with that. You've made me feel so loved unconditionally, and the bond that me and you have is a role that no one else will ever fill, but it's also a bond that will never be broken. And I am a fortunate daughter, and I just wanted to thank you, and I'm just going to miss you so much. But I'll see you at the bench. Love you, Dad.